Okay, we're going to explore some of the features within Safari that will make it much more user-friendly, and not only for you but also for students. So some of these tips you're definitely going to want to share with your students to help things go a little bit smoother for them in Safari on their iPad. So first of all, I'm going to start with one of my favorites, and that is the reader view. So if you take a look in your address bar, and this is our address bar, of course, if you take a look in your address bar and you tap the two A's, it will give you the option to show your reader view. So if you tap this, you get rid of all the junk on a web page, so you don't see the advertising popping up, you don't see all those distractions. This is a really good thing, and I just have students do this as soon as we go into an article. I tell them just to go to reader view. When you're in reader view, if you tap the double A again, you can also go ahead and make the size larger, you can make the size smaller, you can change the background color if you want. So there's all kinds of options you can do. Again, this is something I just have my students do, and they were pretty excited to be able to get rid of some of that flashing and the advertising that happens. Okay, well, we're still in reader view. I'm going to show you another tip that's kind of handy, and that is the markup tool. So this is great for students to be able to highlight, or for you to highlight or take notes on a website. So I'm going to tap my share button, my little box with the arrow in the top corner up here. Tap that, and from here I'm just going to go to the markup. Now when I'm in markup, it'll give me my tools. So I can choose the highlighter, I can choose my color, and I can choose a pen or kind of like a marker to be able to write on this. So you can tell students to go into an article, put it in reader view, and then you can have them highlight as they read. You can have them annotate, maybe say I want you to pick the 5 most important ideas and summarize before you turn it in. So you can do this, they can do this, either way you can mark up. Once you're done marking up, if you tap your share arrow again in the top right corner, now from here you are able to save this, and a great place to save it, you could send it directly into something like Schoology if you needed to, but you can also save it right to your files. And if you save it to your files, you'll be able to access it later or easily be able to turn it in or share from there. So that's a nice way to take an article that might have had a lot of junk on it, save it in reader view, and then go ahead and mark it up. I don't need to save that now. So back in, if I get out of reader view for now, just go to the regular article. Another thing that is kind of a nice thing to be able to do if you are scrolling down an article and then you want to get back, of course you can scroll all the way back to the top, or if you just touch your finger right above the address bar, it instantly takes you to the top. So you don't have to scroll, especially if it's a long article. Again, you just touch the space above your address bar. So just kind of touch right up here on the top of the screen. And if you do that, it will bring you right to the top. Another one then is reading list. And so this is something that is a nice feature to be able to save an article to read later, and especially if you might not have internet access. So it basically saves this entire page to be able to open even without internet access. So to find these articles, first let me just step back a minute. If you open up the book in the top left corner, this is where you find your reading list. So all of these articles that you see here, I'm able to open and access even if I don't have internet. Now the links don't work, but at least the basic page will. So if you want to tell students to save something here to be able to read, maybe they're going to be on a bus or in a car, they can always put something into their reading list. The other things in this feature, of course, we've got bookmarks, so you can save things to your bookmarks, and then of course history. And in history you can see all the websites that you have been in and or that students have been in. So again, this is reading list. So now you can get rid of those too, by the way. You can swipe over and get rid of them. You can also, if you tap and hold, it would let you, you can mark it as read or whatever you need to do about that. If I close my book, to get something into the readers list, again, I'm going to touch my little share arrow in the top, the blue button up here next to the address bar. And from here, I can add it to my reading list. So if I put this in my reading list, I can access it even when I don't have internet. I can also put something in, add as a bookmark, add it to favorites. Another thing on my list that you might want to do is add some of these things to your home screen. So if you have a website that you use often, or that maybe your students will be using often, go ahead and add that to your home screen. So if you just tap that, you can change the name if you want to, but basically it's going to put that onto your home screen. So now if you look here, I can easily open up that website. So this is great if there's a website that you use often with students. Another one that is a good one, along with saving this to your home site, is if you notice if you have a lot of tabs open and you want to do a little bit of management with those. If you touch and hold on a tab, so it gives you the option here, I can close all the other tabs, I can arrange tabs by website. Well, I guess it would have rearranged it if I hadn't already. Maybe, so it will arrange my websites, or I can tap and hold and it would close all my websites for me. So again, there's just a few things that I think make Safari a little bit more friendly. That is the reader view, the markup, the reading list, instantly getting to the top of your page, saving your websites to your home page for easy access. And then the last one I didn't mention yet was if you want to, I guess I'm in a weird site here, if you need to look up a word, and this might be one that you show students for sure, if I tap and hold on a word, it will give me the option to look it up. And so this is one I always show students. I said if you don't know a word, just go ahead, tap it, hold it, and then you'll be able to get the definition. So again, just some quick tips that hopefully will make Safari a little more user-friendly for both you and your students. Enjoy.